Mercedes money is in the house, and AEW tonight could be doing big money as two of the greatest Canadian wrestlers of all time compete in Toronto in an I Quit match. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Wrestling here for your AEW Dynamite preview tonight in Toronto, Canada. And you know what? I will give Tony Khan credit. I feel like I bash AEW a lot on this channel. However, what I will say is, in terms of what Tony Khan has available, in terms of his roster, and the stars that he has and the people that he perceives to be stars on his roster, on his show, if you look at the actual shows he gives us, a lot of times he's pretty much doing a lot of good shit. You know, he's booking his top guys on these shows. He's giving us top matches every single week. He's trying to do the best, right? Now, we might not like Eddie Kingston, we might not like Okada, but tonight they're competing for the AEW Continental Championship. Now, those two don't mean shit to me, but Tony Khan has them on a high pedestal. So, for Tony Khan, this is a huge match. You've got Cage versus Copeland, I Quit for the AEW TNT Championship. That is a huge match. You've got Mercedes Mone, debuted last week. She's going to be talking again tonight. That's pretty damn big. You've got Chris Jericho. He says that with Hook, AEW have lightning in a bottle. I don't agree with it. But tonight we're getting Jericho versus Hook. So I will give credit to AEW Dynamite. They do try and book all their stars. I mean, they give you these star-studded shows. Now, I'm not saying in my eyes these people are stars, but in the eyes of AEW, in the eyes of Tony Khan, more or less every single week, he's giving you the best he has. Whereas, I mean, you look at Monday Night Raw, you look at Friday Night SmackDown, I mean, sometimes, other than maybe just one match, it's full of fucking bums. It's full of lower mid-carders. At least AEW give you their main eventers every single Dynamite and every single Collision. We might not like their main eventers. We might not think their main eventers are legit main eventers. We might not even think they deserve to be in the wrestling business. But the fact is, Tony Khan, he actually gives you his top guys every single week. And you don't really get that in WWE or even TNA. I mean, TNA, you're lucky if you see Moose. I mean, TNA, people just go missing. Dolph Ziggler joined up and then he disappears for 3 weeks. So, yeah, you know what, I will give Tony Khan credit, but I'm not going to kiss his ass, so let's get back to reality. Snap back, here we go, as Eminem would say, snap back to reality. Let's go through this Dynamite card. So we have Mercedes Mone, we will hear from her tonight. What could she possibly say? Look, I'm not saying Mercedes Mone will not have a good career in AEW. She could come out, she could turn it on, she could turn that CEO boss character up to 100, and maybe she'll cut a good promo tonight. But I think last week, for me, the debut absolutely sucked. You know, she's a CEO, she's all about the money, she's the boss, but she comes out crying, thanking the fans and telling the fans, if I can do it, you can do it. Look at McMahon. McMahon was the boss, he was the evil boss, he was the rich guy. He didn't give a fuck about the fans. The fans were peasants to McMahon. And I think that's what should have happened with Mercedes Mone. But in AEW, I mean, so many of the debut promos are just people coming out going, I'm so happy to be here. It's all your guys, thanks to you guys. I mean, it just doesn't work. Imagine Kane comes out, Bad Blood 97, and he, instead of pulling the door off the Hell in a Cell and Tombstone and Taker, could you imagine he comes out, he's got a big fluffy pink key, and he opens the door to the Hell in a Cell, and then he walks in, and he starts bowing down. Thank you, WWF fans, I'm here living my dream, and if my 6'10" big ass can do it, then you guys can do it too. I mean, fuck that shit, man. Come on! This is the wrestling business. Be in fucking character, man. Stop acting like fucking marks. Seriously. It's well, they do say the marks have got inside the ring now, and that's, I mean, I think Vince Russo said that, and he's probably spot on. Look, Mercedes Mone, I will give her the benefit of the doubt, but her first promo wasn't very good. But I remember CM Punk's first promo in AEW, and to be honest, that was pretty shit too. So, you know what? Let's give her a clean slate. Tonight, we'll see what she's made of. Christian Cage versus Adam Copeland in an I Quit match for the AEW TNT Championship. This feud's been going on ever since, really, Edge Adam Copeland joined AEW. I'm assuming it will come to an end tonight with this I Quit match. Will Edge become the TNT champion? I mean, maybe. There's nothing happening with him right now in AEW. I think it's been a terrible run so far. I like Christian. I would love Christian to be the world champion on this show. I don't think it's going to happen. I think the TNT championship's probably as good as it gets for Christian Cage. Can he win tonight? Can he retain this against Edge? I personally think Edge is going to win tonight. Adam Copeland, I think it'll be a good match. It's Christian Cage versus Adam Copeland. You can guarantee one thing. It's not going to be bad, alright? It's going to be at least half good, half decent. It's going to be watchable, for God's sake. It's Cage versus Copeland. I'm going to go with Adam Copeland, though, to win. I think Christian Cage will be saying, I quit tonight. A guy that I wish would legitimately quit, Eddie Kingston, is taking on Kakasuki Yachika Okada for the AEW Continental Championship. You know what? As much as Okada sucks, he probably should win this match and take the belt off that fat bastard. How can Okada come in and be treated like a top draw? A guy that's worth $5 million or $4.5 million a year. How can he come in at that money and not beat Couch Potato Eddie Kingston? Jesus Christ. I would love Scott Steiner to come in and just roast this fat bastard. Anyway, I'm going to go with Okada to win the AEW Continental Championship. Chris Jericho versus Hook. Jericho said that Hook, AEW with Hook, has lightning in a bottle. And every time Jericho thinks that AEW is doing good with somebody, he just puts himself in there. It's almost like he wants to steal all the spotlight, steal the thunder. I mean, he did it with Orange Cassidy. I'm pretty sure he done it with Darby Allin. He done it with MJF. If you look at everybody that's been... he done it with... I think he done it with Adam Cole. He's pretty much done it with everybody. Every time somebody's doing really good in AEW, Jericho wants to work with him. I think he didn't work with Punk, but I think that's because Punk didn't want to work with Jericho. And I believe there's heat there back there, the WWE days, I think. Yeah, when Punk basically told Jericho, fuck off, I'm not doing your podcast. So I'm going to go with... You know what? I actually think Hook might win tonight. I'm going to go with Hook. Jericho seems like the kind of guy that's going to job out. I mean, we did a video the other day looking at all the views on YouTube, and it's just sad to see Chris Jericho. I mean, he's among some of the lowest rated feds every week. It's like, this is Chris Jericho. This is the first ever undisputed champion. He's one of my favourite wrestlers of all time, minus the last 5 years, what he's done in AEW. But, I mean, I love Chris Jericho. I think the guy's phenomenal. I think he's underrated. For me, he's easily my top 10 of all time, and no doubt about it. But AEW's killed him. He's went from being the best in the world at what he does to just being a fucking midlife crisis guy. And yeah, AEW sucks for Jericho. I'm going to go with Hook to win. Deonna Purrazzo and Thunder Rosa taking on Toni Storm and Maria May. That's the last match that I think we've got advertised for tonight. And I am going to go with... Deonna Purrazzo and Thunder Rosa winning. Mariah May probably will take the pin in this one. I'll be interested to see how long they keep Mercedes Moné away from the AEW Championship. I mean, I suppose the women have 2 titles, so maybe Sasha Banks can go after the other one, because I think Toni Storm is doing pretty good right now, and it wouldn't be a smart decision, in my opinion, just to automatically put the belt on Mercedes, even though the reason I'm going to say that is any other time I would say yes. Alright, I would say Mercedes Moné is way better than the rest of the roster. Stick the belt on her. But I think with Toni Storm, you have potential to create someone that could be close, or at least, you know, halfway to Mercedes Moné's level. Whereas outside of Toni Storm, the whole fucking roster in AEW Women's Division sucks. So I just think if you take the belt off Toni Storm straight away, you're running the risk of her potentially dropping down and just being back in the bunch with the rest of the women. So for me, yeah, Mercedes Moné, if you want her to be a champion, then have her be the TBS Women's Champion. I think that could work. I mean, Jade Cargill had that belt for almost 2 years and it didn't do her any harm. So we'll see. As for tonight, I'm going to go with Deonna Purrazzo and Thunder Rosa to win this match. And that is my predictions, guys. I'm going, once again, Deonna Purrazzo, Thunder Rosa. I'm going Hook. I'm going Okada. And I am going Adam Copeland in the I Quit match. That is it, guys. I'll be back tonight or maybe tomorrow to review this. It doesn't matter when. We will be here at some time and we'll give you our thoughts on AEW Dynamite. Till next time, though. Peace.